Right now, the day's biggest news stories from a Vegas perspective. This is the Vegas Take with Sharp and Shapiro. 1, 2, 3.
All right, welcome back. It is the Vegas Take. Sharp and Shapiro. Yes, he is J.D. Sharp. I am Brian Shapiro. It is hour number 2. And obviously, we've been talking a lot about Rush Limbaugh and his homophobic comments in regards to Pete Buttigieg, as he likes to call him, and the hypocrisy and the irony. Let me explain what that means, JD. As you know, I'm also not a big Sarah Sanders fan, as I like to call her Sarah Huckabee Sanders. And you're not going to believe the comments she made on Fox last night. So we're talking now about Michael Bloomberg. And why are we talking about Michael Bloomberg? Well, he's doing pretty well in the national polls. And by the way, in a short time from now, he's going to be on that political debate stage for the first time in Las Vegas. So Sarah Sanders is talking about Michael Bloomberg's language. This is unbelievable. Have a listen to this.
Not to mention Bloomberg, if he continues to rise, is going to have serious problems with women, with African Americans. His record, his language is offensive and atrocious. Then again, maybe he can buy the DNC just like Hillary did and steal it from Bernie like they did in 2016. Either way, I think this is another great night for President Trump.
His language is offensive and atrocious. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of Donald Trump's comments. In regards to Fiorina, Donald Trump said, look at that face. Would anyone vote for that? Can you imagine that? The face of our next president? I mean, she's a woman, and I'm not supposed to say bad things, but really, folks, come on. Are we serious? Also, in regards to Stormy Daniels, he called her a horse face. He made fun of Nancy Pelosi's teeth and dentures a few weeks ago. Funny how I don't hear Sarah Huckabee Sanders talking about that. Do we need to play the audio again when he said grab him by the you-know-what? Or how about when he talked about Megyn Kelly? There was blood coming out of her ears, blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of wherever. But Sarah Huckabee Sanders wants to talk about Bloomberg. And what about former Trump campaign manager Corey Lewandowski, who's ripping Joe Biden over this dog-faced comment? Have a listen to this.
That's the right question.
Well, if you're a dog-faced, whatever you call people, right? I mean, just honestly,
Pony soldier.
Pony soldier. Can you imagine for 1 second if Donald Trump said that? Every media outlet in the country would be saying he hates women.
Can you imagine? I just said some of the things Trump has said. We don't have to imagine it because Donald Trump says stuff like that every freaking day, Corey. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
If Trump called a woman a lying, dog-faced pony soldier,
he called Stormy Daniels horse face.
And Stormy Daniels, what did she say about Trump?
We're not talking about what they say about Trump. We're talking about the things Trump says.
You never think about Trump. Trump consistently gets attacked. And
please.
Then it wouldn't be,
so you're
please.
defending Trump's comments?
Brian, I'm not defending anything, but he gets attacked and he responds to the attacks in kind.
And that's appropriate response?
Pelosi has attacked him. Daniels has attacked him.
Has Pelosi gone after his looks?
Everyone attacks him, and he responds in kind.
All right, so let me respond to that. Name me one thing that Nancy Pelosi has said about Donald Trump's looks, about his appearance. Has Nancy Pelosi ever said anything about Donald Trump's appearance? No. It's about policy, about how she thinks he's lying about specific issues or the State of the Union. Has Nancy Pelosi ever gone after anybody's looks, including Donald Trump, in her career?
Going after her looks is not the point.
Yes, it is. It's exactly.
No, attacking Donald Trump is the point, and then he attacks back.
Okay, hold on. I'm confused now.
Hold on.
Hold on.
What are you confused by?
Here's what I'm confused by.
Donald Trump gets attacked for whatever reason, and then he chooses to respond.
Here's why. We just played Sarah Sanders attacking Michael Bloomberg, his language saying it's offensive and atrocious. We just played Corey Lewandowski, the former Trump campaign manager, ripping Biden for the dog-faced comment. And the reason why I'm going after them now is because Donald Trump goes after people's looks. He goes after these types of things on a regular basis. What I'm trying to say, JD, is that these two, Sarah Sanders and Corey Lewandowski, not like they had any credibility anyway, but they've lost it all. It's down the toilet. If you're going to go after Mike Bloomberg and his language and call that offensive, you have to go after Donald Trump.
If you think that what they are saying is their own personal thoughts, you are incorrect.
Okay, well, I'm just
Donald Trump and his campaign and his staffers tell Sarah Sanders and Corey Lewandowski and even Rush Limbaugh.
Sarah Sanders doesn't work for the White House anymore.
What to say and what doesn't. It doesn't make.
They both don't.
It doesn't make a difference.
So does that make it right where it's coming from? All I care about is what's coming out of their mouth. They're going after Bloomberg for his comments, calling them offensive and calling Joe Biden offensive. They've never said anything to that matter when it comes to Trump.
Well, obviously that's ridiculous, and they would never say something like that about the person that they currently don't work for or that they.
Of course not. Why would they be honest? That's ridiculous.
It has nothing to do with being honest.
Oh, really? It doesn't?
That's their job.
It's their job to lie and be an enabler?
No, it's their job to go after whomever else and not go after their own employer or
so
their
to be an
former
enabler.
employer.
So that's zero credibility.
It's nothing to do with being an enabler,
really?
Brian.
So they've never told the truth then when it comes to Trump.
It's a totally hypocritical statement, but did you expect them to attack Donald Trump while working for Donald Trump?
You're right in this aspect.
It's not going to take place, Brian.
You're right in this aspect. I would expect nothing different from Sarah Huckabee Sanders or Corey Lewandowski. Let's take some phone calls, 702-257-5396, and let's go to Steve. Steve, you are up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hi, guys. How you doing this morning?
What's up, Steve? Doing well.
I'd like to make a little comment. I'm doing okay. Sarah Sanders, okay, she's got an air about her of arrogance, and I just feel she's nothing but a hack. Here's my little rhyme about her. Do you know the difference between her and an old vacuum cleaner? At least on the vacuum cleaner, the dirt bag serves a useful purpose.
I like that one. Steve, I like that one. Did you I might have to use that if that's all right.
Oh, okay. Hey, can I talk about an unrelated subject just quick, just 1 second, about the something on sports? Is that okay, or can I call?
Well, yeah, call back when we're talking sports, Steve.
All right, I will.
Yeah,
okay,
I appreciate it, Steve. Thank you. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Al. Al, you are next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Al?
Morning, guys. Morning, JD. Morning, Brian. And I just wanted to say that typically when you're having a discussion about something that Trump said, people call in or JD makes a remark about something that someone else has said, you almost always redirect them. No, we're focusing on what Trump said. I don't care about what this person or that person has said.
That's not true. He just brought up Nancy Pelosi.
Doing that now.
That's not true. Okay, so bring up somebody right now, and let's see if we can compare the two. I'll give you an opportunity, and we can discuss it. Go ahead.
Bring up what?
Bring up somebody else that said some things that maybe Rush Limbaugh has said or Donald Trump has said, and we can talk about it. I'll give you that opportunity right now, Al.
No.
What do you mean,
I get your point, but that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is you're not focused on the fact that what Bloomberg said was the wrong thing to say.
Okay, so were you listening to our show on Monday?
You know what? I wasn't.
Okay, so let me backtrack for you a little bit. We talked about stop and frisk, okay? I'm just being honest with you. I got no reason to lie. We talked about stop and frisk. I talked about how his comments about putting a African-American, pushing him against the wall was wrong. And guess what Bloomberg did, Al? Something Donald Trump has never done. He apologized. He said he was wrong in making those comments. Now, the reason why we don't spend as much time talking about Bloomberg as Trump is because Donald Trump is the president of the United States and Bloomberg is running for office. We did do about 45 minutes, if I recall, on Bloomberg and on stop and frisk, and we also pointed out that Trump agreed with the stop and frisk policy. Now, I talked about Bloomberg's verbiage. We did talk about that, Al, but we're not going to talk about it 3 days later.
We stated specifically that Trump did agree with Bloomberg, but Bloomberg went into detail explaining why he thought the way he did it or why he thought stop and frisk was the correct thing to do, which it actually was effective.
Right.
But it was racist.
Yeah, I mean, he was wrong, but he apologized. And when somebody apologized, for example, let me give you an example, Al. If Rush Limbaugh went on the air yesterday and apologized for the hateful, racist, misogynistic things he said, I would say, you know what, at least I give him credit for acknowledging it. But he doubled down on it yesterday, and he went after Pete Buttigieg for being a homosexual.
He would lose his listenership. Yeah. His listenership expects him to do those
wrong.
things.
Well, I think everyone can agree that what Rush said.
But listen, Al, make no.
And again, it's not just wrong. It's very low brow. It's very bottom. You know, the lowest hanging fruit, so to speak, the low blow, if you will, and that's what Donald Trump has done for the last couple of years. Is whoever attacks him for whatever reason that they attack him, whether Nancy Pelosi attacked him for his looks or the fact that because he is a corrupt president, or maybe he's running a mafia in the White House, or or whatever she's going to say about it, and that he should be impeached. He is going to go after the low hanging fruit, and he's going to hit the low blow, and that's just who he is as a person. That's who he's been his entire life, and Rush Limbaugh echoes that same sentiment.
Okay, so Al, make no mistake about it. If a Democrat, anybody on the left says something racist, says something misogynistic, says something that I consider wrong, goes after somebody on sexuality, you're damn right, Al. We're going to cover it on this show. We're going to talk about it, and we're going to out them. I promise you that.
All right. Good enough.
All right. Thank you, Al. Appreciate the phone
good call, Al.
Have a good day.
You too. 702-257-5396 is the number to call. Let's go to Alan. Alan, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Alan?
Alan, I'm really having a hard time hearing you, my friend. We got to get rid of Alan. Alan?
I think that was an involuntary Mandarin lesson.
I'm not quite sure what that was.
Which I'm fine with. I would love to learn Chinese.
I'm not sure what that was. Anyway, point being, folks, people like Corey Lewandowski, people like Sarah Huckabee Sanders have zero credibility. You cannot go after Mike Bloomberg for his verbiage, language, calling it offensive when you've never said one negative thing about Donald Trump's language. And let's just leave this segment at that. It's very, very simple. It's called credibility. I don't like Bloomberg's language that he used, but here's something that Bloomberg did do. He apologized for it. Here's something else. Trump is going after Bloomberg and called him a racist, when actually it was Donald Trump that agreed with that same policy, the stop and frisk. That is what you would call a hypocrite. Trump is a hypocrite. He is a coward. It's very simple.
He didn't go deep into detail explaining why stop and frisk was as effective as it was, and specifically singling out race the way that Michael Bloomberg did. So I would not say that Trump is a hypocrite in that regard. What Trump agreed with was the fact that stop and frisk was effective because it was. Michael Bloomberg explained why he decided to implement it.
Let's take one more call, 257-5396. Let's go to Fran. Fran, you're next up on the Vegas Take. What's going on?
What's up, Fran?
Thank you for that phone call, Fran. We appreciate it. 257-5396 is the number card. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, have you heard the latest on Jussie Smollett? Well, you might be surprised to find out Jussie, not out of the woodworks yet. He might be behind bars. We're going to take a quick break. I'll explain what that means coming up next. You're listening to the Vegas Take right here on the all-new 101.5 FM, 720 AM, KDAWN.